Hi there, I'm Tricia Batty-Smith.
And I'm Rick Price. Coming up live, the intelligent enterprises that are taking robots from giant, expensive machines to accessible technology for almost everyone.
And we're going to find out how cutting-edge technology is making the ancient business of making wine run even smoother. That's all coming up next. Welcome back. Making wine is an ancient pursuit, blending science and art.
That's right, and when those two types of chemistry converge, something akin to magic happens. And when the winery is an intelligent enterprise, well, the magic just gets better.
My family has a very long tradition. We manage our wineries ourselves and seek ways to produce excellence. Before, people only drank wine from the region. Now you can get anything from all over the world. That means we need a very professional distribution. We have to communicate our quality strategy. That's why we are currently starting with SAP. We can make our production process transparent.
We can invade certain things like an IoT project, which we are prototyping currently.
The project is to use it as a tool to communicate with our customers. We want to relate to the people. We can tell them how many sun hours we had, how many millimeters of rain. It helps a customer to trust you.
With the implementation of SAP Business by Design, they have now a very good visibility of their business.
I believe that the combination will allow to really lift our winery, to really make our products accessible for the entire world.
And joining me now is André Birrenbach. He is the IT director for Rotkäppchen Mumm, and you brought something spectacular. Tell us about these bottles of wine.
Okay, we've got here the first range of new products that we jointly developed with Marka von Baden.
Yes.
And we just introduced it into the German market with this year's Pro Wine, which is a very big wine fair in Germany. So that's out now, and it's the first product we jointly developed together.
Okay, fantastic. And this will be hitting the global market, and this is what that partnership is all about between the two wineries, right?
Yeah.
Bringing up the level, the premier wines, so that consumers all over the world will have this fantastic experience. And the merging of high tech and heritage.
I think the deal is they have a very broad experience in making excellent wines. And now we are bringing marketing expertise and sales power to them. Jointly, we're bringing out these products first into the German market. But I think later on, we will hit with that product international markets as well.
I'd like to bring in now Ralph Moog. He was a crucial partner on this. He is with IT by Cloud. So the two wineries came to you with a vision. What did they tell you? What did they need to accomplish?
So the main challenge was that we had a small subsidiary all of a sudden. So out of the joint venture, we had to cope with the problem that there was a legacy system installed. And the challenge was to implement a core ERP solution in a short period of time. And we decided to do business by design, SAP Business by Design. And eventually it took us 8 weeks to implement this and to go live with it and to connect it to the ECC system of the Rotkäppchen Mumm mother company.
8 weeks.
8 weeks, exactly.
To make these two totally different systems talk together and be integrated.
Exactly.
Outstanding.
And connect processes and things like this. So that was quite an effort, but it worked out pretty good.
Great. Okay, now you're taking it even one step further, right? So what are you implementing now in the world of IoT? You have some sensors
Yes,
that I would love
exactly.
to
I'm going to
see.
show, show
Let's
this
take a look
on our
at
demo
these
board.
sensors. Yes.
So what we are
What
doing
are we looking
is,
at there?
we are using the digital core we have now on SAP with SAP Business by Design, and we implemented IoT sensors along the manufacturing process and the growing process. So in the vineyard, we have the main parameters, the data we are collecting with.
So if we go to the vineyard, this is what we're going to see in the vineyard, these sensors.
Exactly. So
Yes.
we have implemented these sensors in the vineyard, and we are collecting the
Collecting
data
all
of the
this
whole growing
data.
phase of the product until the crop comes. We're collecting this data, and then it goes to the cellar, and we are collecting data about the fermentation processes. So we have a full coverage of the making of the wine. And with this data, we're making use of this data in several directions. One of these directions is that we support the cellar master finding better decisions, making a better product, because he is better informed about what his product is all about. And on the other hand, we are covering the whole value chain
All the way
all the
to the
way
person who drinks it.
to the end consumer with his glass of wine. He can see what happened to his product,
Yes.
what was the making of his product.
So very simply, so the sensors capture the information, Andre, in the vineyard, the weather, the soils, the climate, all those things, and they tell the story of that wine, of that grape, all the way through. The cellar master can see it. He can craft beautiful wines, deeper, richer insights than he's ever had before. And ultimately, what does that bring, Andre, to the consumer that the consumers never had before?
I think the big difference is that we want to enrich the product by this data, that the consumer knows exactly what he's got in the bottle. So how many sun hours the wine got, how much rain, what was the weather condition, where it came from. You have very small vineyards partly, so the consumer can exactly know where the wine is coming from and so forth, and what the cellar master did to the product later on in fermentation. I think basically that's the enhancement that we are trying to undertake.
And so at the end of the day, you use a phrase called social currency.
Exactly.
And Ralph, can you explain, bottom line, if I am drinking this lovely wine, I'm going to have this information from the sensors. I'm going to know everything about my grapes in this glass, how much sunshine is in the glass, so to say, right?
Exactly.
And so with this information, I can communicate with other people. I can share my experience, and that is priceless for a business, right?
Exactly. That's a question of perceived value of the product. It's not only the product itself, especially if you're talking about wine and wine connoisseurs, as we say, they tend to discuss the product, to talk with other people about the product, to understand the product. And this is another channel to give them not only static data about where did the wine come from and what was the season the wine grew. No, he now gets exactly on this product he has in his glass dynamic data, as you said, how many hours of sunshine this wine had, and all these other data.
And Andre, final question for you here. When you have this information and your business has it in these joint ventures, how important is that so that you can react to what consumers' tastes are and plan ahead?
I think it's essential that you're starting discussion with your consumers on that topic. And I think having that data, distributing that data, or sharing that data with customers will give you a platform to discuss and find out what kind of changes consumers are wanting from the wine, if they're going more into a sweet direction, more into a dry direction. So that's all the basis for starting that discussion with the consumer.
Fantastic. So this partnership with the wineries allows you to make premium wines reach a higher clientele, a different class of clientele, ultimately globally, and also have a relationship with them.
You connect with your customer.
Be able to communicate with them back and forth to continue to give them what they want, and they tell you, and then boom, social currency. It's priceless to get that input. Gentlemen, thank you. Thank you so much for joining us. That's all for this half hour. Join us for more great customer stories at the top of the hour, right here from Sapphire Live.